Hey, good morning, everyone. All right. Let me know if my sound is up and running. Occasionally, OBS forgets my settings and things go sideways. All right. Well, today I'm pretty excited. I say that every week. I say, "Gosh, I'm so excited to be building something cool or doing something cool," but it's true. Hey Clifford, how you doing, man? Um, yeah, so today we're going to actually let's pull this up. I've got this one. Okay, so today we're going to be continuing the GPS tracker GNSS. I guess it's GPS. Let's talk about that GPS versus GNSS. So, it used to be called we used to call it GPS, but it turns out GPS refers to the a specific satellite system that the United States and I think maybe allies created back in the 80s or whatever. And now there's multiple satellite systems for location, and so there's like five or six. You know, America's got one, Japan has one, India has one, China has one, the EU I think has one, and together they're all called the GNSS, which is a global navigation satellite system, something like that. So really these days when we talk to satellites, when we are getting GPS signals, we're really getting we're likely getting a GNS. We're likely talking to more than just the GPS system. We're talking to other GNS systems. So anyway, that's why it's called GNS and not GPS these days. All right. So anyway, we are continuing on our journey of creating this GPS tracker. Colloquially, I may call it GPS still. And in fact, the board still says GPS, which I probably should change that to GNSS. GNSS. You know, GNSS just doesn't roll off the tongue the way GPS does. Jips, guns. Anyway, so today we are going to, if you recall, let me see if I can get the right screen here. Is this? Nope, that's not the right one. Here we go. So if you recall, there we go. If you recall, we had created this GPS tracker on streaming, and we did the schematic, then we did the PCB, and then Willow assembled it for me. And a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago, we got it basically working. We got the e-paper display up, and we got some sensor stuff working, but we didn't get the GPS part working, and I just kind of skipped over that because we had a lot of other stuff to do. So today, this is what I want to do. I want to I want to convert to and we had this all working from direct project references rather than NuGets because it was before the RC1 had come out, and I wanted to play with the new stuff, the new hotness, and show you guys that. So we're going to convert to all public NuGets, and then I want to get the GPS GNSS going. And then I want to display location, display lat long. Let's make this bigger so you can see it at home. Nuggets, convert to the nuggets. Guinness, I don't know what Guinness is, but hello, Holmes. And then we want to display the lat long on the e-paper display. So that's what we're up to. That's my goals for today, and we'll see how this all goes. Okay, so Guinness. Oh, that's an easy way to say GNSS. Hey, that's I like that. Irish beer, the black stuff. Yeah. Which this is something that Clifford would know about, but us here in the States, evidently Guinness in Ireland is completely different than the Guinness that they sell in the cans here in the States. Guinness in Ireland is actually a real stout, very dark. I mean, it's darkish here, but it's not as full bodied as you get in Ireland, and it's a whole different stuff. Anyway, enough about that. Okay, so let's get this. Let's get these all up on NuGet instead of the project references. So we're gonna work kind of our way up from the bottom, and so these are the ones I need to get. I'm gonna remove these. So I'm actually gonna let's make a list of these. So we got displays, e-paper. Oh, that's super interesting. So, and the Irish is made from water of the Liffey. The rest of the world is made from in South Africa. Wow. How about that? I guess you really do know about your Guinness. For those who are unaware, Clifford is a Brit, so he knows about things, British things. Although is Ireland, is Guinness British? Or is it? Are they? Is that made in Northern Ireland or Ireland? Why is that made in Ireland or Northern Ireland? Atmospheric. What is it? BME 688, 68X, and then the Neo 8, Neo M8. Okay. You lived in Dublin. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get rid of these. Doop. And now let's start adding references. So we're going to get rid of boop, boop. I guess I could have done that from the beginning. Boop. And then let's do manage NuGet packages. La la la. Let's make some. Come on, Visual Studio. There we go. Manage NuGet packages, and we're gonna do Meadow F7. Boop. Add the package. And we're going to add another one where it displays e-paper. Meadow Foundation e-paper. One thing I really dislike about this, about the Visual Studio NuGet, is that if you get the case wrong, oh, now it's working. Huh. The other day, if I got it's project references. If you get a case wrong in project reference, it won't show up. So e-paper display. And then foundation core. Foundation core. Meta foundation. Add package. And the BME 68X. Boop. And then our Neo M8. And this is new since last time. So the team added a basic driver for the Guinness, the GPS chip. And this is our bonus. So our bonus work today is, so we're going to say bonus. I want to look at the GNSS driver arc because I think that we can do some things better there. We haven't really done much, like right now the driver is pretty basic. It just parses some Nemea sentences, but there's a lot more that we can do there. And I want to kind of dive into that. But we'll see if we get there in time. Okay, all of those have been successfully added. Let's see if we succeed on our build, which we did. Fantastic. All right, so now the app is going to should reference this tracker core, which it does, which actually should bring in Meadow Foundation core, and would bring in e-paper, and it should also bring in this atmospheric sensor, the BME 688. Okay. Oop, deleted the wrong one. That's fine. So we're going to add a project reference, and we're going to do, it's going to be the GNSS tracker core. Sweet. So now let's see if we can build this. Rebuild. Hey, all right. That was way easier than I thought it would be. I love it when stuff works. Okay. Let's deploy this. All right. And while we're doing that, one thing that I noticed in this that I didn't love, actually that's a double, is that we have this, oh, it's already been changed. Never mind. These SPI initialized messages were in the wrong spot. They were after this, but they've already been moved. So it looks like I had moved them in my branch, and then Adrian moved them in his branch. So mediocre minds think alike. Mediocre minds think alike. App config.yaml. We want to get the JIT on this too. We'll get that JIT. Ooh. So how do we get the JIT? Well, we go into here, find our docs, which are amazing, and we do OS and device config. Somewhere here. Here we go. Mono control options JIT. I want that because JIT is the. Oop. I wonder why it doesn't like that. Huh. Weird. Anyway. And I also want to change this. I think I want to change the log level from trace to like worn or something. I don't want like everything. It looks like that is not documented. I think log. We should really let's see. Do logged. Do. Yeah, log. So we need to. Looks like we need to document this, but there's some different options for the log level. And right now the log level is at trace, which just, I don't know, just makes a lot of noise. Just gives a bunch of OS information. And we want, I think it's worn, but I don't want to break this yet either. So we'll just leave it for now. We get to see all this information. All right, the app is up. Look at that. We got, it is 24.1 C Canadian. 24.1 C to F. 75 degrees in here, nice and toasty. Okay, well, and let's also, I want to redeploy, I don't know what that was. But I want to redeploy now with JIT and see how that goes. But in any case, it looks like convert all to public NuGets. That's done. That was way faster than I thought it would be. So then we want to get the GNS going. The GNS. Oi, that GNS. So it looks like we actually have this. So starting Guinness, and we bring up the GNS tracker hardware. So recall from before that we put all our hardware in this hardware class, which is kind of nice because we initialize everything in that, and then in our app we just reference that. So somewhere in here is, let's see, where's our Neo M8? So initializing GNSS Neo M8. So we initialize it on COM4. It's a serial device, and then we pass it a reset pin and then a PPS pin. I'm not sure what PPS is, but it turns out the reason why we didn't get when we tried it before, the reason why this didn't work is because we hadn't pulled the pin high, the reset pin high. So evidently you got to turn the reset pin on for the GPS to work. All right, so we're getting message arrived. Look at that, errors. But this is, I think this happens. These first errors happen when, actually that's interesting. Why would I was thinking maybe we getting errors because it was just an initial first message, but it's not. I'm not sure why we were getting those. I've seen this before though. So UARTRX was disabled. So I think that's saying, actually, I'm not sure what that's saying. I'm not sure why the UARTRX would be disabled. But here's one of those NMEA sentences. And GNGLL. Let's see. NMEA GNGLL. Let's see which one that one is. GNG. Ooh, there's a NMEA reference manual. That's cool. I think this is funny. I think this NMEA is a copyrighted thing. I think you're actually not supposed to distribute this manual, but it's kind of silly. GLL, geographic position, latitude, longitude. So that's what GLL is. And then GSV is satellites in view. So it looks like it found some satellites, and then more satellites, and then GSA. I forget what GSA is. SA is active satellites. Okay, and then so it connected. So it sees some satellites and it gets connected to the satellites. GGA is positioning system fixed data. So it got some. Should have gotten some lat long there. I think that's what this is. So it does look like, wow, a lot of messages are coming in. Okay, so we actually have messages and things are working. Although, if we look at my display, for some reason, I'm only getting Hello Meadow. So I wonder what happened there, because we were getting the display was up and running before. So let's see. Bringing up database, ePaper display, initialized, maybe, and then running app. So let's go here. So initialize, we bring up the hardware, which is, we just looked at that GNSS tracker hardware. We bring up our database. We initialize our display controller. Let's go look at this. So SSD 1680, which is what that is. Create our micrographics canvas, set our rotation, Hello Meadow, draw text. And then looks like update conditions. So we have this method on there. And when it gets called, you pass in, temperature, pressure, etc. And then we draw some text, temp, humidity, and pressure. So the question is, why did that not get called? We'll get to there in a moment. I think that happens in the BME updated. So run, start pulse. There actually, I don't think there is a hardware on onboard LED. Maybe there is. Did I put an LED in here? I thought I. Let's go find out. It looks like I did. R10. All right, that is over here. That's over on the left. That thing right there. So why didn't that pulse? Did we ever get there? It says running, and then so it looks like it starts the GPS, and we get a bunch of GPS data, but something goes haywire here, and it doesn't seem to. Seems to get the LED. I wonder. Let's do something. Let's turn JIT off. And let's run this again. I wonder if something's getting linked out. This is actually why we have JIT off by default. We're going to turn it on probably for release candidate 2 by default. But in the case that there are some, edge cases where JIT does something wrong, then we have it off for now. Okay. Good. Also, I want to add some more. Oh, you know what? On board with that is commented out. We must. I bet we do it on the hardware. Yeah, that's right. So let's go to hardware. Looks like we're pulling the onboard LED that way. D20. Looks like it is on D20. That's correct. All right, so let's just get rid of this. Okay. Looks like everything's going so far. Display's updating. And we got our temperature, pressure, humidity. This is super interesting. So this does look like, if I am I'm reading this correctly, maybe JIT, maybe there's a bug in the JIT here that we're hitting. In any case, let's put some more information. Let's go to display controller, and when this gets updated, let's log that. So let's do a couple things here. Let's clean some. So we're gonna do public logger, and it's gonna be get resolver log. I think. What am I doing wrong here? I'm forgetting C# clearly. What is it? All right, let's do the long way. Oh, I know why. Because we don't have a thing. All right, let's do this. Resolver.log is meadow.logging.logger using logging. I guess logger. So now we should do. Let's see. Protected logger. Get goes to and then it's gonna call this log. Get resolver.log. Okay, this should work. Okay, Sweet. And now we're going to say log. Awesome. And then we're going to replace all these console write lines. Console write line with log.info. Boop. Sweet. And we're going to go to the display controller here, set the same thing up. It's a static class, so I guess we'll just make it a private static. And then I want to do the conditions log.info. We'll say display controller update conditions. And update conditions.show log.info display updated. I really want to JIT on this because the display itself is much faster on JIT updating it. These it's kind of crazy because these e-paper displays work differently than all other displays. You actually have to send over each, instead of sending over like an array of bytes, you send one byte at a time, and it's just a lot faster when it's JITted. All right, display updated. So now we'll get some information here, and I want to do some more information here. Log.info. Display controller. We'll say. I think we're actually initializing. I think we do this elsewhere, but. Also, I don't think we should show anything on initialize, probably, but that's all right. Okay, Meadow app, bring up the hardware. Display controller. Okay, cool. Let's send this down the wire and see what we get. Big week for Americans. Thanksgiving. Kind of excited. I'm gonna make a big fat meal, turkey and mashed potatoes and all that. Thanks, Julian. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Also, good morning. Good morning. All right. Display controller up, and it's updating over there. I think what might be happening is that the display is trying to update because we don't have. So this is, we've got a render. We've got a render loop issue where I think it's trying to render and then we send it another render request. And I think it's tripping things up. So let's actually find out. Let's go to display controller here and then update conditions. I want to move this out. I want to move some stuff out. Let's do static void update display. And I want to do a render. I basically want to say, oh, look, it's updating. Yeah, see, the second time it comes in, it works. So I think this is absolutely a render lock issue. Yeah, that's absolutely a render lock issue. Cool. Okay, let's do this then. Let's do, let's make a, I'm gonna do a couple of things. I don't love this being a static class. It's fine as a static class, but I think I want to either make it a singleton or I just want to instantiate it. Then I don't have to worry about all this weird static stuff. But I want to do, let's see, static bool rendering. Static bool rendering. Say get set, just because why not? Why not make it a property, right? And we'll say update display if rendering, then return, right? Bailout. So if already rendering, bailout. And then otherwise, we're going to say rendering equals true. And then we're going to render our stuff. And I want to get, instead of this change result, I think what I want to do is pass in this tracking model. So let's do that too. I change result, which, you know, the nice thing about the change result is that it gives it the new and the old values, but I just need the new values, and I think it'll be a little bit cleaner if I do tracking model, and we'll say conditions. All right, so conditions, and then we update display. We're going to pass the tracking model again. Actually, what we're going to do even better, I'm going to say private static tracking model current conditions. And we're going to say this, it won't be this because it's static. Current conditions equals conditions. And then we're going to do update display. Okay, cool. And then we're going to move this stuff. To here. And then we're going to do rendering equals false. Okay, and I also need to lock on this. I think I need to lock here. I need a thread lock, but I'm not updating so fast yet that I'm going to hit a race condition on that. But I really should wrap that in a critical section, but it's fine for right now. Okay, temp. We're going to say conditions dot temperature. Cool. Tracking model does not contain a definition for temperature. It should. Temperature C. Oh. Oh, I know why. Because this is the tracking data model, and we don't want to pass the data model around because I've collapsed this stuff because we save this to the database, right? And the database just does some uh, basic field stuff, and it doesn't know anything about units. So we're gonna do a couple things here. I want to add a new class. We'll call this conditions or something. It's not a great name, and it's definitely going to have these. It's going to be it's going to have a timestamp, and then those other things. And this is going to be Meadow units using Meadow.units. It's going to be temperature. It's going to be humidity. Not absolute, relative humidity. And then pressure. Boop, under pressure. Cool. So this class, and then we're gonna have our location stuff as well, but we'll add that in a minute. This is fun. You guys get to watch me build an actual app in real time. See the old brain work or not work. All right, T. This stream brought to you by T. Cool. All right, let's get back to this. And this, I want to be able to pass in. I want to be able to create a tracking model, I think, from a conditions. But we'll get that. So it'll be basically a public class, public tracking model. Oop, and then public tracking model. And we're going to pass in our conditions. All right, and we should be using, because we need to move this tracking model into here as well. So let's do this. Let's do a little organization. So let's do a new folder. Models, data models. Models. And then let's move this in here. And this, I want to rename this. This is going to be our conditions data model. Our tracking data model. Right? Tracking data model. And conditions, we should really call it, should be consistent. Let's call this tracking model. And, I gotta rename this one first. Tracking data model. And I could probably, where did my thing go? There it is. There's my chat. Sorry, folks. I know you've been chatting. You sold turkeys this year. New perspective on what it takes to get a big bird on the table. Hey, that's cool. That's rad. So for folks that don't know, Julian runs a farm out in the Midwest. Julian.farm. It's very fun, very cool, small family farm. And he's got goats and chickens and other stuff. Family. Bees. So you can buy chicken and evidently turkeys from Julian. And sing Under Pressure by I was definitely, hey Steve, how you doing, man? I was definitely singing Under Pressure. Or Vanilla Ice. Ice, baby. All right. I got to be careful. I'm going to run afoul of the Twitch copyright gods. uh, all right. Tracking model. Tracking data model. And this is interesting. We could really, that's the wrong, let's fix this namespace. We could probably do something, those of you that do this data, work on mobile apps and SQLite on the daily, probably have a better way to do this. Maybe I inherit the data model from the tracking model or something. I don't know. In any case, okay, so date, time, temperature, relative humidity, pressure, and then this one, tracking data model, conditions. Actually, that should show up, right? Why isn't, oh, because we called it tracking model. We'll say model. Okay, and these, oh, we need to add this SQLite net static into here now. So manage NuGet, SQLite net static. Man, crazy times with this respiratory syncytial virus, RSV. I live in Oregon, and our governor, Kate Brown, declared a state of emergency because so many children have it that the ICU beds are filling up in the state, which is insane. And my neighbor's kid, I've never seen anything like this. She posted a picture on Instagram, and it was of a temperature thing. The kid's temperature, I'm not even kidding you, was 108.3 degrees, which is like, I've never ever seen a temperature that high. Usually when temperatures go that high, very bad things happen. So, but he's okay. Thank God. All right, let's remove that because we're going to get it from here, I think. And now everything works. Okay, cool. So back to this. Let's build in our stuff. So this dot temperature C equals model dot temperature dot Celsius. Yeah, crazy, right? Not okay. Relative humidity percentage equals model dot relative humidity percent. This dot pressure atmos. Model of pressure standard atmosphere. And then the time. This dot timestamp equals model dot timestamp. Okay. Cool. So now we have our data model for doing stuff, and then we've got our up level model for doing stuff. Cool. So in here, when we get the conditions, now we're going to get our, oh man, what is happening? How are these both the same name? Look at that. And, oh no, tracking data model. Oh, what did I do? Where's this tracking model? Boy. All right, let's go figure out what we did here. Was this GNS something? Meadow GNS or GNS sensor tracker, firmware, GNSS tracker, core models, tracking. Whoa, I don't know. This is just, looks like VS is being unhappy. Add existing files. Tracking model. It's coming back. A. Holmes. I think that is Aaron. Mr. Aaron. All right, let's see if this is back in. We're back in. We're back in action. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Also, let's stop this because we could use the real estate. All right, back to display controller. Now we need our tracking model, which we need to using our models. And we'll say, let's find conditions, update display, if rendering. Okay, current conditions dot, what is it? Dot temperature C. Okay, this is the wrong. It's getting the wrong thing. So tracking model. That's why. Okay, now humidity. What isn't it like about humidity? Does not contain a definition for humidity. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Oh, relative humidity. Relative humidity. Humidity. Well, that's a humdiddy. Okay, let's make sure we didn't get the humdiddy. We also got humdiddy over here. Humdiddy. 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 Okay, we're getting that out. No humdiddy. Humdiddy. And this is relative humidity. Do we need to? Yeah, because relative humidity and absolute humidity are different things. Different types of units. And they're not. They're no longer. Oh, they really should be nullable, right? And it's going to yell at me because I need to do this in a nullable context, which is weird because it's 2022. Shouldn't projects be nullable context by default? I think they should be. Okay, now model. All right, so boop and boop and boop and boop. All right, timestamp dot value or something. How do you? What's the way to? Yeah, I get it. There you go. Okay, we're moving along. Let's get back to this. Display controller over here. So this one should be okay now. So if rendering, return, set rendering equals true, render our stuff, and then set rendering is false. So Meadow app, let's fix things up here now. When BME is updated, we're going to create a tracking data model, which there, new tracking data model. And what we really want to do is create a tracking model. Tracking model. Tracking model. What do I call this? Tracking info. Or conditions equals new. Tracking model. Boop. And we say temperature equals result dot new this. Result dot new dot temperature. Also, didn't I change all these console write lines? I thought I did. Maybe I did it elsewhere. Probably did it elsewhere. We'll fix those in a sec. Okay, result temperature equals new temperature. Why isn't it like that? Oh, right, because we need to do these. And humidity, relative humidity equals result dot new dot humidity, and pressure, new dot pressure, and then a timestamp. We're going to do timestamp equals datetime dot now. Sweet. Boop. And we can do that. More simplification. Man, I love C#. It just gets better and better, doesn't it? better and better. Sweet. So we got that, and then we have our data model. And I want to. Aaron just said every day that I write Python, I pine for C#. No comment. All right, I want to I want to pull this out, and I want to log. I'm going to make a method called void log conditions. And this is going to take a tracking model. I'm going to say conditions. And I really want to do that, but the team will yell at me, so I got to do this and make it really bloaty. 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 All right, and we don't need it with this. Is simpler now, so we're just going to make that from the conditions, and we're going to then save it out. And also, while we're at it, let's fix these ups. Wait, cool. So log.info. I love lots of console output, as you can tell. I just like to see, like I love seeing the app run. Saving sensor, saving conditions to database. Database. All your database or belong to us. Okay. So BME updated. We create a new tracking model. And actually, as we add the GNS stuff to this, we're actually going to, they'll come in at different times. So what we'll do is we'll make that a class level variable. And then I'll probably put this whole thing into a controller. But one step at a time. One step at a time. How are we doing? Get GNSS going. We actually did that, and we haven't displayed that long in the paper. We're just cleaning stuff up. Okay, create a tracking model, update our conditions, and we do this now with our tracking info. And that should be groovy. And we also want to log this. Update conditions on the thing, and we're going to log conditions. Log conditions. We don't have conditions. Why are we calling this tracking info? Let's call this conditions. Okay, so update log, and this is log conditions. Should be called like persist or something, right? Save to database. Because we're not just logging, we're actually saving to database. Database. Drop that database. All right, so we're going to call this save conditions. Name. Save conditions. Cool. Everything should work. I want to get this out of here too, like all this. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff happening. Whatever, one thing at a time. Type or namespace tracking data model cannot be found. Where is this? Database controller tracking data model. We just need to do a using. We should be good. Using. Just stepped away. I noticed you changed the console right line to log. How have you achieved this? Are you logging to console still is the question. Yes, but we're doing it in a little more sophisticated way. So Meadow has a built-in logger that will do that's context aware. So in here, there's a resolver, which is a static container for common and user supplied application services. So resolver has things like your current database, you can get to the app, has other stuff, but it has this logger log. And the logger is ultra lightweight, and you can log to the console with, you can do different stuff, info or warn or error, etc. But it's a little nicer because if you're not in, it's context aware. So if you're in debug, it will output. If you're not in debug, if you're in release mode, it will not output. And I think it does. I think there's other magic there. Is it in the docs? That is a good question. My guess is that it's not, because Chris Tackey made that, and Chris Tackey is notoriously bad about logging. But let's find out. I shouldn't say that. I should give him the benefit of the doubt. Chris Tackey, did you document the log in Meadow-OS? And my guess is he has not, which is actually a good point. And I am going to, you know what? Let's go here. Let's GitHub documentation. Is it in the docs? No. Resolver class needs documentation. All right, and I'm going to assign this to two folks. So we're going to go to Adam and Chris Tackey. Oop. And this is an enhancement, although it's a high priority enhancement. Boop. And let's make another one. Logger needs documentation. Available via resolver. The logger needs to be documented. Are there any samples I can look at? I think it's actually in most of the Meadow core samples. So we're also gonna add Chris Tackey and Adam Patridge. Did that work? Nope, it did not. Tackey, boop, and Patridge, boop. Enhancement. Although this really is kind of a bug. It's not shipped unless it's documented. That's how I feel about things. It's not shipped unless it's documented. Okay, where are we at? Initializing app. Here, this is where we start. Initializing hardware. Onboard LED. Onboard LED. BME came up. NMIA came up. We added the decoders for the GPS. GPS came up. SPI, e-paper display, error bringing update. This is actually not. This is not an issue. It says it's an error, but I think it's more of a. It does actually come up and save, and everything's good. Display controllers up, running app, starting GPS, opening serial port, requesting the MEM data, getting information, display updated, saving conditions to database, saved sensor reading to the database, and then it reads back all the data. Cool. Look at that. Now we're actually getting timestamps because we weren't saving them before. We weren't saving the time. Okay. Where were we? And this display did not update, which I don't love. So saving the thing, and then display controller up. Got the Meadow, hello Meadow. Save sensor reading the database, reading back the data. Says display updated, but it did not. So I think something's up with this driver, actually. This is really interesting because sometimes this display updates and sometimes it does not update. So that might be a bug for Adrian to look at. In any case, all those changes are good. Also, I want to, while we're here, I feel like this is a good time to check in some changes. What do you think? Yeah, it could be the driver, but it's probably not. It works 100% here. I'm not sure what the deal is. All right, so we're gonna check this in. So what did we do? We updated to NuGets and did updated NuGets, did app general app cleanup. Boop. Also, now that this is all updated and good on the public side, I want to get this into main. So we're gonna go to branches, feature M8, and we're gonna do open a pull request. Look, it's already open. Looks like we already have a pull request. Adrian Stevens. Awesome. We're gonna merge this. It's fantastic. So I had the wrong, well, I didn't have the wrong e-paper display, but I definitely had a different display on it before. I had an older display, so we updated to this new one. All right, so didn't I just merge that? So now using Revolver and removed a bunch of if debug stuff, so code is much nicer and we can switch between debug and release without changing the boolean. Thanks. Yep, absolutely. Chris for the win on that one. Looks like Adafruit updated their 2.13-inch color e-paper display in March of 2021. Sweet. Okay, so now I'm over here. Now let's switch over to main. Boop, boop, boo. Get it all, pull it. Okay. This is going to reload and the bed probably. Let's do a little cleanup here. Branches. Let's delete this branch. So clean. Much clean. So wow. So clean, much wow. Okay, back to it. Just make sure it still works. And I'm going to re-enable JIT because I'm thinking JIT's not the problem here. Right. And GPS going, we got that. We also did a bunch of cleanup. Go, 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 go. So, Clifford Agius, our friendly resident 747 pilot, Xamarin coder, Meadow coder, human extraordinaire, is having a talk on Thursday, I think it is. 787. What's up? Actually, 787 is a little smaller one, isn't it? 787. That's the Dreamliner. What up? You get to fly the amazing first carbon fiber commercial jet. Yeah, so he posted this, aka MS Tech Days, in the a flight into IoT to long haul. So check it out. It's gonna be pretty cool. Plastic, fantastic. That's right, carbon and plastic. Dreamliner's so cool. It's one of the best things Boeing has done in the last 30 years. Boeing, man, whew, they're a local company, and it's been like painful watching their executive management just like drive that airplane into the ground. Competence and outright corruption. All right, enough of that though. Dreamliner's pretty cool. So saving conditions, so temperature, pressure hit, display controller, update conditions, display update, saving conditions to database. I wonder if there's something happening on a background thread that's crashing this, because I notice that sometimes it just stops. But also, if we give it a moment, it might actually start going. So I'm not real sure. Yeah, there it is. So it didn't crash. It was just waiting for stuff. So it got the GPS data. Reading. Should have some more conditions here. Like, it's not crashing, actually. It's just taking a little while. Message arrived. It's getting a lot of GPS data. Okay, let's do some more things. I want to go to app config. I want to turn on JIT again and see if it behaves. I think it's going to behave the same. So that's good. Let's stop this. Let's deploy. It's got to recompile. JIT. So Adrian just ran the code and its display is updating. So Adrian, it's updating for me, but like inconsistently. Sometimes it updates, sometimes it doesn't. Definitely could be my hardware or something. Man, GitHub is amazing. I love that I'm working on this. Check it in while doing this. And then up in Canada, Adrian gets code. Okay, display. Hello, Meadow. Let's watch. Let's see. Watch and see. Temperature, update conditions, display updated. It says display updated, but display is not updated. What's interesting is it seems to update the second time. So I want to get more updates. So it's updating every 20 seconds. Let's cut that in half. And let's update every 10 seconds. Oop. We're also going to do a new folder here. New folder. Where's new folder? New folder. Controllers. Database controller. There. And our data display controller. Okay, display is up. Hello, Meadow. And then data came in and it says display updated, but I think it was actually, this is interesting. So I think what happens is notice that the display was still rendering when it said that. So, and that's the display. The display itself takes a little time. And I wonder if it's already rendering, if it throws away a render. I mean, we do that in our display controller here, but I think actually this is like, when it says us rendering, that's us pushing to the display, but there's actually time in which the display is already rendering itself. Okay, we're gonna do, I wanna log info already rendering, because I don't think we're hitting this, but it is bailing out. But I do think that the display itself might be throwing our way an update. This is interesting. The GPS is telling us more than 100 frame errors. Your RX was disabled. And I don't know. I think that means it won't listen to commands because it's getting a bunch of errors. But I don't know what that's from. Because I don't think we're actually talking to it. I think we just turn it on and let it go. All right. So GPS coming in, a lot of GPS data. We'll be getting some temperature, pressure, humidity data too. Go to Meadow. All right. So GGA location. Which is the one? I think it's, so let's go back to this. We have it up. NMEA system, fixed data, latitude, longitude. So GL. Ooh. Not what I wanted to do. Whatever. Okay, so latitude, longitude, GLL. So GLL receive. Let's get this information. Also, I want to know location to string, location dot, what's it? Position, number of satellites, position dot latitude and longitude. This is cool. All right, so we're gonna output location, so latitude and long location, position dot longitude. Oop. Looks right. Let me get rid of this. GNSS position lat long. And let's, I don't know what that comes in as like, it's like degrees, minutes, seconds, right? Hopefully the two string makes sense. Well, so we're gonna find out. Could be a big mess. All right. Satellites in view. And let's do, I also want to do on the tracking model. So let's stop this. I want to isolate something. So let's do in our run. Where are we? Yeah, debug. How are we starting this? GNSS. I guess there's no way to start and stop. It just goes. That's interesting. I'd love to not like I do. This code should run on the existing project board. No, this is specific to this GPS tracker. All right. So I want to make a note about that. GPS driver should be able to control stop start. Yeah, that's right. You should be able to actually. You could run it on the project lab board if you plug in. I actually have one here. If you plug in, because it already has a BME stuff, but you can get one of these GNSS 10 clicks. So one of these from Microelectronica. Very cool. So you can plug that in. And you would have it like so. Like that. Let's see. Webcam, that's not the right one. Oh, webcam. Yeah, so something like that. And then it should run. Although you'd have to instantiate it as an SPI device, and I don't know if I don't think the SPI stuff on that GPS driver is working yet. Okay, so this is interesting. Where here it is. There's start updating. Okay, so that's in run. So that's the right spot. Okay, so start updating. Sweet. Oh, and Adrian says this: if you skip the initial Hello Meadow update, you'll see sensor data right away. What's interesting, Adrian, is if once the GPS data starts coming in, the screen will update sometimes. Oh, there it is. It's updating now. It's actually getting temperature, pressure, humidity. Start updating. Okay. So now we got some positional data. I want to do a couple things. One, I want to do what Adrian was saying. I want to get rid of this Hello Meadow. We don't need it. Should we just clear it or just nothing? Let's do nothing. And we're getting this GNS data and we're outputting it. Let's run it as such. While that's running, I'm going to use the restroom real fast. Okay. If we switch to the font 1216 to font 1220, we get a bigger range of ASCII characters. Oh, so we can draw the degree symbol for the temperature value. Oh, that's cool. I think I'll do that. Actually, I'm gonna do a couple of things to display because I also want to show the lat long. Okay, GPS position. Look at this. It's not coming in. I mean, it might be coming in. So is GPS position, this one actually is empty. Satellites in view. Where's the rest of our information? Did it crash? Oh, there it is. I don't know why it takes so long for the more stuff to come in. We're still not getting Latin long and GLL, but it looks like it's coming in on. Oh wait, no, it came in on this one. Look at that. 1282827. That's definitely. And GGA, MC, GLL. That's one of them. That's interesting. Let's do something. Let's put a breakpoint here and let's see what happens. Let's go interrogate that data when it comes in. We can also take a look at the recommended minimum, which might have it. And it looks like that driver. By the way, mine is plugged into an external antenna here. Looks like that driver is getting a lot of noise. It's outputting a lot of noise, which is probably fine, but so many drivers. Ah, because it's on resolver debug, that's why. Message arrived and then it outputs this. So I guess it wouldn't happen in non-debug. Oh, we got a deployment issue. Looks like it didn't disconnect correctly. Actually, I am on an old extension because I'm on an Apple Silicon, and I think I need the new extension to actually debug. I think it's gonna not. I think it'll crash. We're trying to figure out how to get Apple Silicon extension and the x86 extension all in one package. So Dominic is working on that right now. We can't. There's some weird stuff. Honestly, doesn't feel like the .NET team has tested .NET on Mac very well. I love the team, and I've been told that it is, but man, I don't know. I've seen a lot of .NET issues on Mac. So let's turn off the thing. Okay, so we got position and latitude, degrees, minutes, seconds, position. spherical position, latitude, spherical position. And I want to get some other information here as well. Let's see if any of this other stuff's coming through. Number of active satellites, because it's probably just coming in on another thing, but find out. Active satellites dot satellites used for fixed satellite selection. A lot of stuff here. Satellites used for fixed. PRNs of the satellites used for fix. So do satellites dot count or length. There we go. Number of active satellites. Recommended minimum data. Position, course, and time. Position. Dot latitude. Let's do this. Latitude. Oh, still not. It might be time to reset this thing. So unplug it. Plug it back in. Let's comment that out while we debug. Okay. Recommended minimum. It's going to be RM. Recommended minimum. Latitude. And long. Position, course, and time. Position, course, and time. Position, longitude. What did I do here wrong? Expected thing, yeah. Oh, why? There we go. That's what I did wrong. That was way too hard. All right, might be time to restart Visual Studio. I should probably update my Visual Studio as well. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid they've broken everything. And course made good, satellites in view. Let's see that too. Why not? Satellites in view. Satellites in view. Satellites in view, and then I think satellites length. Display is updating. Temp, humidity, pressure. I need to look at this NMEA sentence for GLL. So it's coming out. Let's see. Adios, Clifford. Good luck on your talk. So let's go look at this GLL. This is not a problem. GLL. So let's go look at the spec on this and let that run. So it's broken down in the header, and then latitude is first, north-south, longitude, east-west indicator. So it's getting time. That's what this is. This is the time. And then status is data not valid. I wonder why I'm not getting valid satellite view. That's acting almost like the antenna is not working right. Which, now that it says it, that actually could be... Oh, wait, no, look at this. We got... hey, it came in. Also, object not reference set to an object. Satellites in view looks like. We're getting lat long. Woohoo! This came from... That's amazing. Okay. Positional data is coming in. Also, where is this object being object reference happening? GNSS, satellites active. Number of active satellites. Satellites used for fixed. Probably this. Probably. Let's see. Okay. Satellites used for fix. If active satellites. I wonder which one it is. So that comes in no matter what. That's not nullable. Dot satellites used for fix is something sats. So then we'll do this. Do a little bit of defensive coding here. Then we'll say sats dot length. Okay. That hopefully we'll fix that. And then GLL received. It's interesting it came in on the GLL. I wonder if it came in on the recommended minimum too. Recommended minimum. Yeah, it's coming in that long. So I think I want to pull it from there. I want to clean up some of this stuff as well. So let's do recommended minimum received. Let's try this again. GNSS dot recommended minimum received plus equals. Put that in. So it's now down here. So position. It's not position, course, and time anyway, is it? Recommended minimum is the recommended. It should actually be. Oh, it's position. Huh. All right. So when this comes in, if position, course, and time dot position is something position, then I want to update the screen. I wonder if it's. I wonder if it's the position is null, or if it's the latitude is if that the thing the properties on position are null. Let's when it comes in and it doesn't get information. Let's assume that it's position. So we'll say okay. Else log.info on position not yet found. All right, we're making progress. Also want to move a bunch of this stuff out, and I want to move this the GNSS stuff, the GNSS stuff out. So it's working pretty well right now. The displays seems to be updating. I'm getting location, getting all the other data. Let's see what it says about this data here. There we go. GPS data coming in. Recommended minimum. Okay, no data in there yet, which is fine. Number of active satellites, 1, and then 2. This is cool. 4. So we're getting more satellites are coming in. Recommended minimum. We got data. And actually, what we want to know, recommended information. Did we know? So position, it looks like when the recommended minimum comes in, it looks like the position is not null. It's, which is interesting, even though it probably should be. Where did it come in at? Recommended minimum, GNGA. There we go. So it came in an empty. So we'll probably have to check to see if the lat and long are empty. So let's see if position, what the heck? If position dot latitude, and it comes in, what does it come in as? Degrees, minutes, seconds. Is it null? Is it, man, I wish I could debug. I wish I had the updated stuff because I want to interrogate this at runtime. So if latitude not equal empty, let's try this. Position on latitude cannot. I wonder if we can do dot is degrees, because it comes in as doesn't come in as 0. I wonder actually if it comes, the latitude is null. Yeah, that's what it is. So, all right. So if latitude is, here we go, is something, then, so if that comes in, probably, if latitude is something, is lat, and position dot longitude is something long, lat long, then we're gonna log this, and otherwise it's gonna come here, I guess. And why not? We'll just have this here as well. Bars position, lat long, empty. Okay. That should work, right? This is cool though. Look at all the satellites it's picking up. It's at like 5 satellites. 5, 7, 8 satellites. That's the, it got 8 satellites to get that fixed, which means that the it's gonna get really good data. So yeah. All right. Okay, let's also look at, so tracking model now is going to get our positional data, right? So we need to figure out what is that. That is GNS position info. So go to tracking model, and we're going to say public GNS position info on position set. Okay, up and running. And what do we want to do? When that comes in, we want to save, we want to update our conditions and display it on the database. We also want to save. And for simplicity, we'll save everything again. We could probably we could do save conditions and then save data or save position. And then we could save just the, we have a row of like, here's what came in. Actually, what's probably even better would be to save the conditions so probably combine them. I'm thinking, let's see, we're driving around conditions, temperature, pressure, and humidity is coming in, and GPS is coming in. Not necessarily coming in at the same time, but close enough. So probably we just combine them and save the whole thing. So we're going to add to our data model a Latin long public string. I don't know how we should save that. It comes in as probably, I don't know. What does it come in at? This comes in as like degrees, minutes, seconds, or something, but it comes in as I just saw it. 45 GLL 4522. So it comes in as a decimal, and then we convert it to decimal minutes, seconds, and then northwest. Maybe we just do a string for now. String position. And then we're going to say this dot position equals model. We're going to have to like make some, this is going to have some actual logic there. I guess we could just toString it, right? This dot position equals model dot position dot position. We should rename that because it's not position. It's going to be what is it called before? Position, course, and time. There's a bunch of stuff in there. By the way, this looks to be working. I really kind of want to get rid of these messages out of the driver, but it's also kind of useful right now. All right, so it's coming in. Boop. Position, course, and time. Close position. Oops. Position, course, and time. Tracking data model. It's going to be position, course, and time. Position. Let's make it toString, right? Position is string. This is spherical position info toString. toString. I don't know what that'll return. We should actually find out. Let's do that. Let's do, let's go back here. So we get log.info. We're going to say this is position, course, and time toString. Get that in the right spot. Position, course, and time. It does automatically toString, but just for clarity. And then, so this is coming in. Let's redeploy. Now we'll get this. Now we figure out what this comes in as. Now we're saving the conditions. So when the RMM data comes in, we're also gonna, this is where we're gonna save our conditions as well, just like we did here. So tracking model, conditions, new tracking model. I think we actually want to persist this here, like we'll say current conditions, protected tracking model, current conditions, because we're going to update it, right? Current conditions get set, and then maybe when we create a tracking model, maybe we can do something like this. We do public tracking model from an existing tracking model. So tracking model, And we'll do a bunch of like null checks, we'll say. So this is going to be like an update. If model dot timestamp is time, this dot timestamp equals time, right? So we'll do that for all of the stuff. And I wonder if we can do this. Can we do goes to that? I don't think so, because that's a return, right? So has to return. And just do this. Model dot temperature is temp. This dot temperature equals temp. And we need, if we're going to do that, we also need just a regular tracking model. We need a default constructor. If model dot relative humidity is humidity humdiddy. If it's humdiddy, this dot humidity equals humidity. If model dot pressure is dew pressure under pressure, then this dot pressure equals pressure. And then if model dot GNSS position, I think this is a little more complicated, right? Because it's actually need to check the position, the lat long, but for right now, we'll just do this. Is that we'll say position, then this dot position, course and time equals position. So I think that's actually kind of a bug in our parser that we, well, I don't know. We'll have to look into it a little bit more. All right, so look at that. So it's gone. So the toString actually gets a pile of data. So we're gonna have to manually toString that, it looks like. That's cool though. Look at that. Speed in knots. Hey, I'm moving 5/100ths of a knot. So lat long. Okay. So that's good to know. All right. Let's go back to our app. So when we get this data, then, so it looks like this. That's a big fat stuff. So we need to then, if I want to save this data, so let's do a couple of things here. Once when we create tracking model, that might be null. So if conditions, current conditions equals null, then current conditions equals new tracking model. And then we put all the stuff in there. So we'll just do this. So say equals new tracking model. Boop. And otherwise, it's a little, probably refactor this out. Otherwise, else, if it is not null, if it's not null, then we do current conditions Actually, there's an easy way to do this, right? Because we can always create a new tracking model. Var conditions, and then because we did that thing, we say this current conditions equals new. No, we don't want to do. So we can update it. That's what we want. We want an update method, right? Public void update with a new tracking model. That's what it is. Tracking model. And I actually don't think we need these then, but we'll just save it. Case. So tracking model. So if current conditions, we update it. Otherwise, we do a new one, right? So if current conditions is null, we create a new one. Oh, I'm overcomplicating this. Okay. If current conditions equals null, this dot conditions, this dot current conditions equals new, right? And we can just do an empty. And then we'll do an update. So now we'll do, say, new conditions, and current conditions to update with the new conditions. There we go. That's simpler. And then current conditions, save conditions, current conditions. Okay, and then we want to do the same thing. Okay, and then we want to do the same thing when we get our GPS data, right? Watch things blow up. Okay. New tracking model. We're not going to have any of that stuff. We also have time from the GPS, so we should be saving the time, I think. But we'll tack that a little bit. We should be updating the time from the GPS, right? That's UTC time, and everything when you're doing IoT, just make everything UTC. If you need to know local time, then do that on your server in your visualization. Don't try to do time zones on the device. It's just, you're just asking yourself for pain. Okay, new conditions. Position, course, and time equals position. Right? This is spherical position. Spherical position. So this would be position, course, and time. Update current conditions. Update new conditions. And new conditions does not. Let me put it right there. Oh, I know, because I did a stupid. Let's not save this. We can't save those yet because we're not quite getting the. Not actually doing. This is just going to be that nasty long string, and I don't want to save that yet. So let's just hold off on that. We'll get there. Okay, so we're going to update the thing and display controller. And now let's go here, and when we update this, I want to show the lat long. So let's go to, draw text, and we're going to say canvas.draw text. What's that? X and scale. So 18, 38, 58. Looks like we're just adding 20. So 78. Position. It's gonna be really long. I'm gonna have to do some like let's move everything up. So let's start everything at the top. I want to start, so this is the 12 by 16 font, top left. I think I started this thinking that this was drawing from the bottom of the font, but let's do this. Let's do 2 down. And then we're going to add 20, 22, 42, and then 62. And we're going to do lat. And then in here, we're going to do current conditions dot. Let's go back over here because we parsed all this stuff out, right? So position, course, and time is if current conditions dot position, course, and time. Position is this, and if we got all that stuff, okay. Draw text 62. Okay, so it's going to be lat. And then on the next line, what's happening here? And 82, I'm going to say longitude. Okay, this will hopefully work. Target typed object creation. If what? Oh, right. Okay. I do current conditions. No, was it? This current conditions equals new tracking model. And that's one. There's one other place that I hit this. Oops. New tracking model. Or I could just update it. I could change to a later version because we support 9. Let's get this working, and then maybe we'll change it to 9. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, that's going. It's restroom time. Okay. Satellites in view, 0. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get a fix. There's also something that we can do here, I think, with the GPS so that it something with a reset line or something where it doesn't lose all its information each time. Okay. That long empty still. Still empty. Should get rid of that silly 2-string too. All right. It looks like 7 satellites in view. We're getting that long out of GGL. Here we go. Oh, already rendering. Oh, that's not right because it shouldn't actually already be rendering. Okay, so let's do a couple things. Let's get rid of this 2-string. And let's go to the display controller. So why did it say that it was already rendering? I wonder if this, let's do something here. Let's do log.info, display controller, update 1, and then let's do something after. I just want to make sure that that part isn't blowing up. Update 2. Because if it blows up, then it never sends rendering to false, right? And then it would say already rendering. Yeah, already rendering. So maybe we need to do a try catch because something in here is not quite right. I wonder what would be the issue. I didn't specify a color. That shouldn't be a problem though, right? What does this lat come as? Lat. Do I need to do some 2-string fancy? No, it comes in as that. Oh, I wonder if it's blowing up because it's got Unicode characters or something in there. So we may have to parse this out. So it'd be gonna be lat dot degrees and then lat degrees minutes lat minutes and then seconds lat dot seconds. Okay, I think that's what we need to do. I think that's what's happening. Lawn. Yeah, see, look at that. It never gets to, I don't think it gets to the update 2 because I think this part fails. Should probably wrap it in a try catch, really. So lat long data, lat long. And Adrian says if I switch font, I can do that. Look at that, update 1. I never get update 2. Yeah, 12 by 18. Is it height, width? Must be width. All right, 12 by 18. Is that what it was? 16 by 18? 12 by 20. Nothing's going to fit. All All right, let me get this part working first, and then we'll switch to the font. I should wrap that in a try catch. I know I should. I know what, but I didn't. Font is mostly the same, just makes better use of the space below the baseline. Huh. This is fun. This is so cool. It's like hardware. This GPS tracker. We built this. We designed it live. We went off and assembled it, and then now we're coding it up, and it's working. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Oh, look, something's going wrong on my update. So I really should try catch that. Also, it should probably tell me why things are failing. Try catch exception EX. Boom, boom. Info. Render exception ex dot message, right? Dot message, or maybe just ex. Is it exception using system? All right, ex dot massage. And I think that kills the renderer. I don't know. There's a lot of spew here. I don't know if it kills the renderer or not. Already rendering, bailed out. So it does kill the renderer because we bail out. All right. Let's start this all over again. Okay. Pressure is A. What the the heck happened there? Uh, no, it's not getting any pressure information all of a sudden. That's weird. That is weird. Yeah. Object. It's reference not set to an instance of an object. So which one is it? Is it position, count, course, and time? I bet it is. If current conditions, position, course, and time, position, I bet we have to do that, right? Because that is the tracking model, and GNS position info should be that, and that will probably fix it. That's my guess. Okay, let's try this again. I think we have a bug where if you throw an exception on a background task, that exception just gets swallowed quietly. Oh yeah, TPL doesn't like that. Is that just a .NET issue, or is that a Meadow specific issue? Gotcha. All right. Well, at least it's not just us. Seems like kind of a .NET. It should don't. I mean, it feels like we should get some sort of information if you throw an exception in the background. Uncaught exception. Why am I not getting pressure information? Last few rounds. It's weird. Some of the changes I've been playing with for Klima are an attempt to keep the thread and task references to avoid swallowing dead tasks and threads. That's cool. It does take a while for that GPS to come up, doesn't it? Exercise in patience. All right, stuff's coming in. We still don't have lat long, but we're not crashing the render, it looks like. Actually, have we hit the render yet? Oh, there we got positional information. So the mess, so it's arrived. Are we not? Did we forget to call the update or something? Already rendering, bailing out. Okay, so why does it think it's already rendering? Already rendering, bailing out. That's weird. Because we wrap that in try catch, right? State conditions. Already rendering, bailing out. So we're getting the information now, but it is bailing out of the rendering. And I don't see... we're not getting a render exception, so we fixed that. Let's go back to the top. Everything comes up. Save sensor database, saved database stuff. Position lat long empty. Hey, look, it worked. Look at that. Look at that. I still don't know why it was saying that it was bailing out, though. But it seems to be working. Get the lat long. Look at that. Temperature, pressure. Also, I want to do something to this because Celsius, Canadian, it's nice. But I want to know what the Fahrenheit is. All right. So why did it? So we get the stuff, get more GPS stuff, more GPS stuff, more GPS stuff, more GPS stuff. Okay, and then we get this. We get our first lat long information, and then we say display controller, update conditions. Oh, I see, because it immediately comes in again while it's rendering. The GPS data immediately comes back in and it says rendering, bailing out. So that is expected and that's good. So keeps going, gets more information, gets a bunch of more information. Still no recommended minimum. Then the recommended minimum comes. But it says already rendering, bailing out there, but I don't see why. Keeps going, sends it in, already rendering, bailing out. You know what it could be? I think what's happening there actually is that they're coming in very fast and we actually are rendering. And so it's been bailing out because that e-paper display update is not fast. So I think it's working as expected. I think it's actually working correctly. I think it's right. Wow. Well, that's fantastic. Okay, so while we're here, let's do some check-ins. So added GPS data to display. You know what else we need to do? We need to peel this off. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So, display lat long on the e-paper. Bam. We did it. We did it. Fantastic. This is everything I wanted to do, except I think I want to kind of, let's do the thing. Let's change this to the 12 by 20 font. Let's put in our CF. Let's put in our degrees. C degrees, F degrees, CF degrees. So that'll get us that. On the minutes, there's too many minutes, so we're gonna do put it 3 decimal places at the most. And 3, let's do 2 decimal places. Seconds, it's like not gonna give us seconds. All right, let's see if that works. Let's see if we get the degree symbol. Wonder why our pressure fell down, right? It was working and then it stopped working. I've never seen that before. That's an interesting one. All right, so I also want to save this lat long data to the database. And let's see, let's go back. The question is, should we save this entire thing and then parse it out? Should we just save that whole string in the database? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just want to save lat long. I also need to save the date time. I feel like we've done pretty well today. Might have to save that for another time. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We got a degree symbol. Also, that percentage looks better, doesn't it? It's kind of a nice font. Okay. Okay. Nice work. Nice work. All right, let's see that lat long data, and then I think we'll call it a day for now. There's more stuff we could do, but there's always more stuff we could do. We definitely need to save the conditions. So this is we'll put this as a to do, and that means that what we need to do here is a to do figure out how we want to save this data. And we also want to figure out what to do with the time, right? So in here, we should say to do set time, which would be like new conditions equals time. What is it? Come on. So the time date timestamp equals position course and time of reading. It would be something like that, right? So I'm gonna leave that as a to do for now. What else? Otherwise, it's looking pretty darn good. Actually, we should update the system time, huh? That would be smart because we're updating it from the GPS. The GPS would know. So maybe we do, maybe consider something like this. Consider updating system time. Just Meadow-OS dot, what's main? System information dot, somewhere there's a set time. Let me go look at the data. Let me go look at the docs. I'm pretty sure we have this documented in the OS. An OS file system clock, real-time clock. What? Oh, device.set clock. Okay, so it'd be resolver.device.set clock, and this would be, I think we'd have to parse maybe. I'm not sure. Position, course, and time dot time of reading, date time value. So it'd be like if position, course, and time dot time of reading is time of reading. If it's that, then be time of reading. Yeah. So I think that would be something that would be cool to do. So we'll just gonna comment that out. We'll leave it for next time. Look at that. We're getting our, oh, and our new N2, we're truncating the minutes to a more reasonable value. I'm still not sure what happened to pressure. All right, fantastic. I'm really excited about this. Let's check this in. So we'll say small display cleanup and to-dos for next. And to-dos. Cool. Very cool. All right. Thanks everyone for joining. This was a really fun. This was a really fun stream. We got our GPS up and fully running. So super excited. This is a pretty cool little thing. I'm gonna print. I need to print another enclosure for it because I sent mine off to. I sent the ones that I had printed already off to the team. So I'm gonna print a new enclosure and plug in the battery, and then I'm gonna add the cute little antenna. We got these cute little antennas here. Let me show you. So I got this cute little antenna. So I'm gonna put that on there, and then I'm gonna put it out on my porch and test it on the battery. And it should run pretty well. Pretty cool. Pretty exciting. And crack open a GNS. crack open a Guinness. Man, I wish I had. I really like the. I don't love beer because I don't like hops, but I do love like the darkest porters imaginable. I like, coffee stout. They drink that. They don't even think of them as like a beer. They're like a meal. I could go for also a porter float. You make a porter or whatever, and then you add ice cream. Oh man, there was like a month or two in which I was having one of those a couple of times a week, and it's like 800 calories or 1,000 calories for a porter float, a stout float. But they're so amazing. If you've never had a stout float, you got to try it. Okay. Thanks everyone. This is up and running. I'm super stoked. And Adrian, you know what? Like, just try it. You might be surprised. Do you like a root beer float? Yeah, e-paper display. That way, it's low power. Yeah, Adrian, you got to try it, man. You got to try it. A porter float. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining. This was a great stream. We're up and running, and I'll put these I'll put some of these in the store soon. We've got some other stuff to get up in the store. I know that several of you have said that you want to buy these, and so we'll happily sell them to you. I just got to get them in the store. But we've been shipping the core compute modules and core compute dev breakouts. So I want to get those all shipped, and then we've got those cool add-on modules that we did to make things easier. Let me see. I'll show you. Add on. So we've got, you've seen me do all these designs, and I'm using these even on the dev breakout. You've seen me using like these add-on modules, and that's what's behind. Oh, I'm not showing my screen. Yeah. So you see, even if I pull off this e-paper display, you'll see that this is basically built with those add-on modules. So I need to get these in the store, and then once I get those in the store, I'll add the GNSS tracker. And these, by the way, will make making core compute module board designs so much easier. And everything's all open source and stuff. So it's all there, and I explain what each and everything does. So let me get those in the store. Actually, I'm hoping Jorge can get them in the store, and then once those are in the store, we'll get the GNSS tracker in the store, and then you can buy those too. So thanks everyone for joining. It was a fantastic stream. Good to see everyone, and I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. And if you're in the rest of the world, have a great rest of the week. And we will see each other next Wednesday. Adios.